Well, good morning, parishioners and friends of St. John's. It's hard to believe it's been 4 months since we were able to gather together for in-person worship. That's why today I am so excited to announce that while the Diocese of North Carolina remains in stage 1 of our plan to reopen our parishes, earlier this week we learned that the Bishop of North Carolina has given his permission for parishes to host in-person outdoor worship services starting in July. My hope is that this video that will follow will provide you with some instructions and some clarity about what to expect should you choose to join us for in-person worship. Now, before I go much further to describe how all this will work, let me say right away in the beginning here that our main focus for gathering together for the time being will still be our online worship. That means that online worship in its current form will continue for the foreseeable future. So those of you who are enjoying that time and the safety it brings, don't worry, online worship will continue as it always has. Now, as you all probably know, gathering for worship in person does pose a risk. So to mitigate against that risk, as we gather together, the diocese has asked us to adhere to several guidelines. This means that when we gather for worship, things won't be like they were before, well, at least not for the time being. First, as I mentioned, services will now be held outdoors in the columbarium space, which, as you can see, is a lovely shaded area that has been used for outdoor worship in the past. We know that being outdoors greatly reduces the transmission rate for the coronavirus, so for now, while our health indicators are still rising, worship will only be conducted outdoors. If we have inclement weather, the respective service will be canceled and only online worship will be offered for that Sunday. Any cancellations will be posted on our website, so please check our website for any current information. Next, our worship services will be limited to 25 people in attendance. This is being done to limit the possibility of exposure to a large group. So in order to attend worship, you'll need to sign up online to claim a spot. At this point, we're asking folks to please only sign up for one Sunday service a month to give more people a chance to attend. If after a week or so space is still available, we'll open up the opportunity for folks to attend more frequently. Signing up to worship can be done through our online kiosk, which you can reach through our website, or by clicking on the link in the regular weekly email that comes to you. Signing up online will also allow us to have a list of people who are attending a specific service. That will assist us in doing contact tracing should that become necessary. When you arrive at St. John's, you'll be required to wear a mask and to remain physically distant from people outside your family unit by a distance of 6 feet or more. If you're unable to meet those requirements, you will unfortunately not be able to attend in-person worship at this time. Additionally, people who meet the guidelines for being high risk for COVID-19 are encouraged not to attend, and anyone who exhibits symptoms of actually having COVID-19 are asked not to attend. Also, there will be no coffee hour and no nursery offered at this time. Finally, you may want to bring a lawn chair so you have a place to sit. Bringing your own chair eliminates the need for us to sanitize chairs between services, so that's a big help. Also at this point, because of the heat, we're going to hold our services in the morning when it's the coolest. Services will be offered on Sunday at 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock a.m. Both services will be a said-only service because we know that congregational singing creates a greater potential for exposure. However, we may add instrumental music or maybe a soloist to the 9 o'clock services once the electrical issues here in the columbarium get corrected. Additionally, a shorter said-only service will also be offered during the week on Wednesday at 9 a.m. You can sign up for that service as well by using the same online form. When you arrive at church, please put on your mask, grab your chair, and head toward the columbarium area and look for the usher check-in station. This station may be manned by an usher or a clergy person. This is the place where you can check in, leave your offering, grab a mask if you've forgotten one. Here you can also scan a QR code with your phone to see the service bulletin, give online, fill out a visitor form, and other items you would normally be able to do in church. Once you've checked in, the usher will direct you to the spot where you can sit or stand if you prefer. This will assure that an appropriate amount of physical distance is kept between each party coming into the space. When communion is offered during the service, directions will be provided at the service on how to receive safely, since those details are still being worked out. So just to recap, that's sign up, make sure you're symptom-free, show up, bring a chair, wear a mask, and stay apart from folks. Again, and I think this is worth saying again, while we recognize that no environment can be perfectly safe in the midst of this crisis, we feel that these guidelines provide us with the highest amount of safety possible. Regardless, though, I would ask each of you to judge the risk for yourself and just simply proceed as you feel comfortable. And always keep in mind that online worship is still the main way we're gathering at this point. My friends, I hope that for many of you, these opportunities to gather, even in this limited way, will provide a real source of connection for you as we move forward to the day when we are all able to gather together safely without any restrictions. Until that day comes, let's pray for good weather. And please know that you and our community are all in our prayers. May God bless you all. I hope to see you soon.